Now, for over a decade, Mrs. Kent shared her love of music with hundreds of pupils at Wansbeck Primary in Hull. None of them knew, actually, that they were being taught by Catherine, the Duchess of Kent. Tonight, the royal family is in mourning after her death was announced at the age of 92. Her life will be remembered for its acts of compassion, whether in the classroom or on Centre Court, where she famously consoled Wimbledon's runners-up.
As Buckingham Palace announced today that the oldest member of the royal family had passed away, the official notice, as is tradition, was displayed on the railings outside. Catherine Worsley, a Yorkshire woman through and through, joined the royal family when she married the late Queen's cousin, the Duke of Kent. Catherine chose York Minster for the ceremony, a first royal wedding there for 600 years. She was a young and glamorous addition to the monarchy in the 60s, put to work on behalf of Queen Elizabeth, here returning from a royal tour to Canada. Popular and widely recognised, and the royal chosen in 1968 to open the new ITV franchise, Yorkshire Television.
It gives me great pleasure to initiate this first broadcast.
This Duchess never rocked the boat, but she did do things her way. In 1994, she asked and received permission from Queen Elizabeth to convert to Catholicism. The Duke and Duchess did not have to give up their place in the line of succession, however, as the law then demanded, because Catherine was Anglican when they married.
She wasn't a rebel, you know, she did what she wanted, but she was always very conscious of her position and you know, never wanted to upset the Queen, and nor did she upset her.
Her most unconventional step, however, was to teach music, her greatest passion, at a state primary school in Hull. Not as a royal, but as Mrs. Kent. For more than a decade there, the staff and pupils did not know who she was.
She was just simply Mrs. Kent. She was just part of the staff team on that day when she came into school and taught.
I learnt more from these children than I ever taught them. They taught me. It's just indescribable. I mean that absolutely sincerely.
And many will remember her from Wimbledon. For years she presented trophies and famously offered compassion to an emotional Jana Novotná in 1993 after she'd been defeated. In so many ways, a groundbreaking royal, and a humble one too.
Remembering the Duchess of Kent, who has died at the age of 92.
Tributes have been paid to Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent, the Yorkshire-born royal who's died at the age of 92. Catherine Worsley was born in Hovingham in North Yorkshire but spent over a decade teaching at a school in Hull. Fraser Maud reports from her home village.
The Duchess of Kent was born a commoner, Catherine Worsley, here in the picture postcard village of Hovingham in the Howardian Hills. I say born a commoner, but she did have something of a privileged upbringing. She was born in Hovingham Hall in February 1933. Her father, Sir William Worsley, was Lord Lieutenant, and her maternal grandfather founded the company which later became ICI. Hovingham Hall is now the home of her nephew, another Sir William Worsley, and he was a page boy at her wedding to Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, in York Minster in 1961, the first royal marriage to be held there for 600 years. As a royal, she performed many duties in our region. One of them was the opening of Yorkshire Television back in 1968. This is how she did it.
It gives me great pleasure to initiate this first broadcast from Yorkshire Television's new studios in Leeds.
But it was her so-called secret life as a music teacher that pointed to her love of the arts. She spent more than a decade working quietly as a music teacher at Wansbeck School in Hull, where pupils, staff and parents knew her simply as Mrs. Kent.
She would come into school every week, she would go in the staff room, she would make herself a cuppa, she was just part of the staff team on that day when she came into school and taught. The children didn't really know that there was any connection to royalty. And she literally just was part of the community.
The Duchess rarely gave interviews, but she did speak to Alan Titchmarsh about her experiences in Hull.
I suppose the last 13 years I've been teaching in Hull, in a primary school in Hull. I finished that, it was 7 years ago, now, actually, but my connection with there will always be there. I love those children. I love being there. I love East Hull. I wouldn't have stayed there for 13 years if I hadn't.
Tributes today have been paid by the Prime Minister, the Archbishop of York and the Prince and Princess of Wales. They put a message on Kensington Palace's official social media which said the Duchess worked tirelessly to help others and supported many causes, including through her love of music. She will be a much missed member of the royal family. Fraser Maud, ITV News, Hovingham.
The Duchess of Kent, who's died at the age of 92.